to keep our poise, find a good action to get into offensively, but then being able to string some stops together.
Kind of building off that point, Paolo, another 29-point performance. How much of a calming presence is he to have that ability to just kind of get the ball to him and he'll make something good happen?
Well, more than 29 points was what you just said, his poise and his ability to create for others. And I think that's one thing that we've talked about with him, what he registers and recognizes. Our coaches did an unbelievable job in the film session the other day talking about what he's creating. And that start, you saw that the other night with those two skip passes to Jalen in the corner, him finding Gary underneath the basket tonight on a cut, just little different situations that he's recognizing and that the guys around him are recognizing. So it's about trust.
Does that feel uncommon for a player as young as he is, especially since he has so much responsibility on him for this team?
Well, he's continuing to learn, and we've said it from the moment he got here is about how much of a winner he is, and now he's finding different ways and recognizing different defenses and knowing how he can play that chess game from the beginning of the game, and it says a lot about him, his IQ, but again, I always go back to how hard our coaches work to prepare these guys, and these guys were prepared for this tonight.
Prior to the matchup tonight, you talked about slowing down Cade Cunningham, who's been on a great stretch as of lately. You guys held him in check tonight, 9 points in just under 23 minutes. Can you just talk about the job you guys did on him defensively tonight?
I think, Jalen started that. He's the head of the snake for us. When he is locked in defensively, which he has been, it's hard to score on him. We wanted to get the ball out of his hands, make it tough on him, but I'm going to keep going back to the game plan that our coaches put in place. I think they do such a tremendous job of getting these guys prepared because it's not easy to beat a team 4 times, and these guys did the right thing by understanding what that game plan was from the beginning to end.
Coach, I wanted to ask a question about some of the X's and O's on one of the plays. There was a side out inbounds in the second quarter. You asked Gary to go to the baseline, corner near side, and he came up, got the ball at the top of the key, ran a screen and roll with Wendell. Wendell had an N1, and you looked like super excited with what Gary did on that play, and it looked like you just called kind of the right thing with what you were seeing.
Well, no, that was Wendell and Gary. That's not coaching. That was them. And this is what we've always asked them to do and be. So we basically called a single pin down for Gary. They recognized what the matchup was. If you notice, Paolo and Wendell switched at that moment. And the moment that they switched, it took the big and brought it over to Gary. So now the big has to help uphill. He dumps it off to Wendell for the and one. That's their communication. That's what we've asked them to do on the fly. Because as we get into these tight games, it won't be my voice all the time. They're going to have to continue to communicate with one another, which is all we've asked them to do.